Hi everyone! I just wanted to make this video to show everyone some of the repairs and modifications that I've done to this B&B Systems AM-2B phase scope. It's got a very beautiful CRT here, so immediately I'm entranced by it. It also has some VU meters and a very cool little LED meter. Unfortunately, it is missing one of these other meters because somebody tried to fix a malfunctioning one and ended up destroying it. So I'm going to replace both of them actually, with some modern meters. These have blue LEDs instead of a incandescent bulb that's in there right now. So the things that I have to do are convert the AC power into DC for this, limit the DC so that it doesn't blow up the LED, and then also measure and adjust the signal level going to the actual meter part so I don't blow up the meter part. This actually came from that chassis, which is a set of meters that I got on eBay. And I also will talk a little bit about the process for repairing the CRT issue that it had when I first got it. These units are pretty freaking expensive, and I was very lucky to get this one pretty cheap because it was busted when I got it, and I managed to fix it. But yeah, with that said, we'll do a little bit of a look over of the circuitry inside. Then I'll talk about the repair, I'll show you the repairs, modifications, and then we'll just play around with it for a little bit. Okay, so the unit is off now, so I can poke around in it without killing myself. The first thing that you might notice is this gigantic power transformer right here. Anything that has a CRT in it is going to have a pretty powerful transformer. This one doesn't have a flyback because it's a relatively small CRT, so you don't need the crazy high voltages that larger commercial televisions have. You just need the moderately insane voltages that an electrostatic CRT like this might need. Moving on, this is the driver board for the CRT and for the meters and the LEDs. This is very cool little clampy header on the side here that goes to the different components. And then also going from these super cool old school transistors to the CRT itself. It has this metal shroud that helps shield it from interference, which you'll need, especially since that giant transformer is right over there. And then over here, missing a screw because some idiot lost it. If there was ever a screw to be missing, this is the worst one, because this is the high voltage doubling board. When I was initially testing this, and I was probing some of these components, I was getting some really scary arcing, upwards of, I think, 1800 volts DC coming off of some of these caps. Very scary. And then equally as scary are these gigantic capacitors back here, which are for the power supply, is it the driver board or something? I don't know. I was less interested in poking around back here because it's cramped and because it's really scary high voltage. But yeah, oh, you can also see I installed these 1/4-inch jacks because I didn't want to have to use XLR for everything, so that's a pretty simple modification that I did there. Just converting the balanced signal to unbalanced, which doesn't really do anything or make a difference. Last thing I want to note, just for the future, these are the signal leads going to the meter, and then this is the power going to the meter. What you're seeing on the scope now is the signal being sent to the meters. The scope is set to 1 volt per division, so we're looking at about 2.5 volts peak to peak, which is pretty hot. The meters that I'll be replacing this with are rated for about a volt and a fifth, so 1.2 volts. So this is way too hot, so we need to limit that. And then taking a peek over here, oh goodness. There we go. We can see some very gnarly AC that's being used to power the meters. It's like half rectified, I guess. And on the multimeter, you can see that that's 6 volts, which is not too hot, but it is definitely the wrong type of voltage because this is a LED instead of incandescent, so we need to get that into nicer DC. So now we can see on the scope we have some slightly disgusting, terrible DC AC abomination going into the LEDs, but it seems to be working just fine. This beautiful blue meter, it looks great. I will throw up the schematic right now. And the other thing that was important to consider was the fact that they LEDs are only rated for 20 milliamps, which was labeled on the meter. And so I had to use some current limiting resistors to make sure that I didn't blow up the meter. I've hooked up the meter to the unit, and you can see the low frequency wave. I went with the lower frequency wave so you can see the meter dancing a little bit more. And that's also on the scope. So as you can see, it is fitting quite neatly into the range of the meter. If I turn up the amplitude, you can see it gets a little bit crazier. Yeah, so this is looking pretty good. I'm happy with that. So before I dismantle this, I just wanted to show really quickly the actual trace moving around on the little CRT here. You can see that it is also responding to the low frequency of the oscillation in a very fun way. Look at it go. Just one more note before I take this thing apart to put it together. The reason the meter wasn't going all the way down to its lowest point before was because the oscillations were frequent enough that it wasn't able to travel the whole distance from peak to peak before being driven high again. So now I have a much lower frequency oscillator going into it, so you can see that it does in fact go all the way down before coming back up. And then if I go back to the higher frequency, you can see its behavior is the same as before. Here is the LED driver, well not driver, but here's the LED board. I love this. I love how, I don't know, it's strange it is that they decided to leave so much extra lead on there, but I mean it works, so whatever, right? I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see this, but on the top is the original bezel for the meters, and then underneath it is the new one, and they're different sizes. So I have to cut these holes out to be wider, they'll fit the new meters. This is a gigantic pain in every part of my body to take off. I did not know that. so few controls, could have so many screws and washers and nuts. It just, look. Initially, I had planned on using my Dremel to cut the holes out bigger, but it was really loud, and I don't want to piss off all my neighbors. So instead, I decided to do it by hand. You know, with 20 minutes, it's fine. And they're mounted now, and they fit great. So I'm gonna get this thing reassembled. Okay, so all the soldering is done. Let's try a little test. Beautiful. Oh, this is going to be so exciting. Oh, I'm so excited. Woo. Okay, time to put the rest of the bullshit back in there. Okay, everything's back together, so let's fire it up for our first test. Okay, it looks like everything's working. I'm a confident and capable technician, but I would be lying if I didn't say that it's really thrilling when you power something on for the first time and it works. So it's always a relief. And if we crank that, you can see that the needle is staying in place. I'm hoping that it shows up okay in the video. The needle's staying in place, and we're getting our cool little visual on the face scope. So, yeah, mission fucking accomplished. I'm very excited about that. I'm gonna just have the rest of the video be some footage of the unit in operation with some different sounds so you can see what's up.